Hello you, and hello you. Welcome to this week's episode of Viva Aaliyah. We have an amazing guest, but first I want to say a very special thank you to Miss Olivia Lux for joining us last week and Miss Cosma Stesson for joining us the week before. We have an amazing show planned for you tonight, and I want to bring my next guest to the stage, but I do want to give her the proper introduction. She is an amazing New York performer. She has captured titles. She has graced stages. She has given us the ba-ba boom that we're looking for, honey. She gives you wigs. She gives you face. She gives you style. She gives you grace. She is my dear sister, and I want you to give a great, warm Viva Aaliyah welcome to Miss Crimson Kitty. Hi, Miss Crimson. How are you, sweetheart?
I also give clown, I give shenanigans, and I give good wine, honey.
Clown, shenanigans, and good wine. Sounds like a night that I want to have. Crimson, how are you?
I am fantastic. I've been working all day, doing a lot of online stuff and outreach stuff that I do with my job. So this is the first time I get to sit down and just relax and drink a lot of wine with you.
I love that. The most important question of the day, Crimson. What's in your glass, girl?
Hi! I like red wine, and I love a good Pinot Noir. And when I'm feeling really coffee, I like to get Vampire Pinot Noir because it makes me feel like I'm 14 and at the mall being a mall rat again. So, just saying.
So, Miss Crimson, we have some questions to ask you. Are you up for it?
I have some answers to possibly give you. Let's do this.
Yes, I live. The next question I want to ask you is tell me about who you're wearing, your jewelry, your look, who styled you, who did your hair, what is your makeup inspired by? Tell me about you, girl.
Girl, you gotta laugh at this answer. Let me tell you, my jewelry is sponsored by Rainbow.
We love a rainbow moment.
I got these earrings. They're actually not, they're clip-ons that I got from a flea market when I was in Toronto, Canada, and they're vintage. And they're black and gold, which is perfect. I actually do everything with the exception of my Marcel pin-uppy wigs. I design all my wigs. I design everything. I'm a seamstress. I'm a costume designer. I'm OCD and have control issues. So there you go. So I made this out of some fabric I got. I like that it's a little sheer, so you see a little body, but it's still classy. And then I hemmed it, and then the excess of my hem I used to make little things like this. The wig I made, $20 wig I got from it. Thanks, Kat. That I got from Manhattan Beauty Supply. You know, the one that used to be called Beauty 35, right?
Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
Right? $20. And I styled her, myself and my partner both. Well, she did most of it, spray painting it. We spray painted it gold after I styled it, and then I put rhinestones on it. So it's like a hat. It's not even a wig. It's not going anywhere. But
she's a hat now. We live for a Say Something Hat Day, don't we?
It's a nice hat. I made this wig. This wig is from Galaxia from Sailor Moon. It's the season 5 villain. And I worked on a Galaxia act, and I love this wig so much. It's one of those things that I created for cosplay that I can use for everything. And those are the pieces that I like to create because I'm lazy and it takes me forever to create new looks. And I don't have money. What is money? What is design? I don't know any of this stuff. I just know that when I want something, I make it. That's my viewpoint.
So you had talked about your fascination with cosplay. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I started cosplay maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I've always been a nerd, but I was like in the closet nerd, like nobody knew. And it wasn't until I had a few friends, Erica Class, she was on Dragula season 2, is one of my best friends, and another performer by the name of Mix Macabre that does a lot of cosplay, nerd, burlesque, drag, everything. Really encouraged me. Mix first started it by basically booking me for the Sailor Moon show that they did in Boston. And the Galaxia was my 5th season, my 5th year, like headlining the show. So I started doing cosplay a lot more because of that. And then Erica really pushed me. I think you should do more. And once I got into the groove, it was like the Pandora's box, like the floodgates of ideas and nerddom was open. And I was like, you know what? I identify as a nerd. I'm okay with this. I'm going to make everything nerdy from now on. It was a part of my identity that I really hid for a very long time. So once I got comfortable in that, like my skin, that's when everything came out. And I find cosplay much more challenging because it's a character that's already created. You know, you can only do so much. There's a lot more limitations with something that's pre-created versus something you're creating from scratch. And while I have a lot of numbers that are completely original, I like to make something original out of something that was already created. You know, it's like a remix in a way.
So we've talked about our drag styles and our drag community, but there's one thing that is amazing to me that you have done, and you talked to me a bit about it in our pre-show, but not a lot of people know that you can do this. You can salvage a face overnight, girl.
So, girl, let me tell you. Ladies, gentlemen, everything in between. You are always welcome at the stream. Okay. Ooh, that rhymed. Anyway.
Yes!
So, yes. I did another live stream on Instagram where it was a talk, and it wasn't actually, this is a whole system. Like, I'm impressed. But we were just having a nice little chat, and I basically am a content creator for a place where I work called the Hetrick Martin Institutes, also called HMI, and we deal with the education, advocacy, and empowerment of LGBTQ plus youth. And I started to really kind of start a wave of doing videos and more video streams and stuff to really get our word out because we're working virtually. And the basis is to have a space for youth to come. So like, we don't have that anymore. How are we going to thrive? So I lost half of my video that I was doing a tutorial on, and my computer wouldn't work. I had to redo it. I lost everything. I'm going to have to redo everything again, but it was okay because I was going to actually get to redo it better. And so I had to do it last night because I'm one of those people, if it's not done right, fuck it. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to redo it again until it's perfect. You know? So I was like, you know what? I still have to do this. And then I think I passed out at like 3, but like, this is not the first time, nor the last time I will sleep with a drag face on. I am the master at coffin sleeping. I just sleep like I am a dead person. And I do it so easily. And the only time, like I usually move a lot when I sleep. It's the only time that I don't move, but I stay perfectly still. Because like my mind is like, you're not messing that makeup up. But yeah, my tip and my trick is to position your head where it's really feeling like it's being supported on the pillow. And once you feel like you're getting supported, like in real life, it'll be fine.
Yes. We do have a comment from an audience member, and I do want to give her a shout out because she is the creator of my nails, honey. If you have not seen these nails, Miss Mia.
Oh, those are pretty. Those are gorgeous, actually.
Look at the detail she makes on here. There's flower petals.
Look at the detail of my nails. Oh my god.
She said, "You look great," and I love that Miss Kitty couldn't get the alcohol help from the hairspray alone. She used the Rust-Oleum Gold Hold. Yes.
Clocked.
Resourceful, girl. Resourceful.
Clocked. Though I do need to make one edit. I go by mix and not miss. I do go by they, them pronouns. So just to let you know, I didn't let you know. So how the hell are you supposed to know? No problem.
I do appreciate you saying that, though, because in our community, especially in these times, we're able to take labels that mean more to us and that actually identify us better than the labels that had identified us in the past. And I think labels is a hard word to use now because some of us actually don't want labels at all. We just want to be us, and we want to be people, and we want to be who we are in our everyday life. And like, I identify as me, and that's kind of it. At work, I do feel like I'm still kind of like in the man's world where I say like he, him, his at work because I do work in HR on my daily job. But in my regular life, I kind of I'm just me. I don't think he, him, she, hers, they, them identifies who I am or like what I what I function as. And so talk to me a little bit about your experience in that.
Okay. Perfect. And you know what? You are valid in your thoughts too. That's the thing that we need to realize, that we can have differing opinions and be okay.
Yeah.
And not have to create this freaking divide. You know, like I think my girlfriend would actually agree a lot with what you're saying.
Yes.
She's like, yes.
We heard her. Yes. Hi, girlfriend.
She's a Virgo. Just letting you know.
I'm an Aquarius.
But for me, it's different, you know, and I think a lot of it has to do why I'm drawn to like drag in general. You know what I mean? Like I'm drawn because I'm expressing my gender, and I found that as I was going through my journey, that I didn't really want to be labeled a she, and I hated my muggle name. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel like it was representing me. And so what you're saying is the same exact thing. And when we start policing on, you know, who should be called labels and who shouldn't, we should all realize that it's all part of the same spectrum, that we're all able to say, I identify as this. If you want to identify as a human, go for it. If you want to identify as a goat, good luck to you. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know, at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. And so if I'm saying I identify as non-binary and I go by they, them, their pronouns, you know, please respect that. And if you're like, I don't care, whatever's respectful, I'm going to respect that too. My issue is when people start going, oh my God, I'm so tired of these labels. This is too much for me. Wait a minute. You're telling me it's too much to respect me?
Yeah.
Because I'm respecting you. You're telling me you want to be treated as a human. I am treating you as a human with respect. And so that's when I start having an issue with it. Like, it doesn't, you know, it's all about what makes you happy. You know, a lot of non-binary people just think that, oh, well, you're non-binary, you're trans. I don't consider myself trans. I like to be in that middle place. It makes me feel empowered. And I know that when I started identifying and telling people, hey, this is it, I started to feel much more comfortable in my skin than I ever felt in my entire life. Nobody will take that away from me because they think that labels are too much for them. You know, it's just about having respect. That's it.
I do think that like brings us into the next part of our conversation, which is like a lot of the queer community refer to like cis women who do drag as femme or bio queens. And I know that that's been a significant thing for you in your career.
Okay, so let's go with bio queen. We're just going to break this up into sections. I think this is easier. Bio queen. I don't use it. I have used the word in the past, and I, as of maybe 2 years ago or a little bit after that, I disavowed the name because I realized that it was very hurtful to the trans community. Just like I stopped using the T word, right? I'm not going to say it, but we know what I'm talking about. Me and my drag family would call each other that word all the time. It was part of our family, it was part of our culture. But when the trans community came out and said, did we find this offensive? And I said, what? Okay, let me try to understand this. And I was like, okay, I can actually see this. You have a good point. You know, I stopped using it. It took me a minute to get it out of my vocabulary, but I did it. And that's where it is. Like, so the originalness came from faux queen, right? Which I've always hated, and I've been very vocal about hating. But we also have to acknowledge its history in San Francisco as a way to be inclusive. Now they're using outdated terms, but by, you know, those days they didn't care. And then bio queen came because that was kind of the new way, but that's just assuming biology, that's assuming gender, and that can be very harmful to people and very triggering to people, and it's just not worth it. So I tell people I'm a drag queen, I'm a drag entertainer, I'm a drag performer, but also at the heart of it, I am a performer. So people can choose to use it, but they just need to be cautious about how other people might react, you know? And it's just as simple as asking, what do you identify as? Like, you know, how do you see yourself? Because if somebody asks me how I see myself as an artist, that means that they actually are invested in giving a shit about who I am as a person versus who I am as a vagina. You know? Like, like, you know, toxic masculinity aside, I want to know that I'm being respected at the end of the day, because respect has to be earned. You're not going to give me
100%.
respect by asking me stupid questions. So,
Michael says Kitty is teaching the children tonight. Yes.
yeah, damn right I am.
And that's what we want, though. We want somebody who comes from a different style of drag, but still does drag and still has that like mentality that we have, that we want to present something on stage that is not the norm and that is like there to entertain you. And so like that's why I wanted Crimson to be on this show, because Crimson has that mentality. Crimson is a entertainer, but Crimson creates, and she creates beautiful things, and they create beautiful things. I'm sorry. I that was me catching myself.
Just to let you know, she and drag is fine. It's just like mixed. Like you could call me they, but if you call me she, it's I'm dressed as female. Like it's fine. So
I hear that.
She, they, and drag, they completely without.
Got it. So
yeah, you're good. You're good.
Got it. But like I want this different perspective of drag that has the knowledge that I have of drag. Especially, you've been doing it for 14 years. I've been doing it for 15 years. We come from the same generation. We know what it was like back then and how hard it was to actually do drag. And we know that queens before us, whether they were cis drag queens or whether they were male drag queens, have had such a struggle with drag and have had such a struggle within our community. And the struggle is not just like cis men outside of our community, but the men inside of our community having such a stigma for us that we are just like the happy entertainment value queens that they need us to be, and that we're not like actually real people, and that we have some sort of feeling behind what we're doing, and that we do it because we have a passion for it.
Agreed. So we have a question, which is, would you do a Disney villain? Very good question. Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing Maleficent. I tend to stay away from characters that everyone's doing. So Snow White, Evil Queen, Maleficent. If I were to do one, it would be, I forget her name, but one of my friends suggested I do this, and I would actually build in titties that go to the ground. The villain from the what is it? The Rescuers. The one with the jewelry, and she had like the saggy titties. I want to do a saggy titty dress. That would be hysterical.
I've wanted
this is
to
the
do
picture.
Lady Hades forever. Oh,
yes, this. Like, she's ragged. She's lived a long life. She's had it. Like, that's me. That's me. She's had it.
Yes, Sistra. Yes. If you could be a housewife from the 50s or 60s, would you be? Oh, look at that.
Only if I get to be the one from Bewitched. But I want to be Endora. I want to be jaded, bitter, haggard, and it's over with. Over it.
I'm down for that.
Also,
I actually like Andorra. Actually, you kind of are giving me Andorra vibes tonight.
I love Andorra. I love shady bitch.
I feel that. I think if I were a housewife in the 50s or 60s, I would I'll absolutely have to have some sort of power. So yeah, I'm with you. Hi, Aaliyah from Mount Sinai Hospital. You look fab. Thank you. And we have our very special guest, and she looks stunning.
Yes, Mount Hospital workers. Yes, I clap for you. Thank you.
Give it up for our fucking hospital workers, our fucking
angels.
EMTs.
Spirituality angels.
Yeah, our the girls that are standing there cashing out your groceries. Honey, give it up for everybody that's working on the front line right now.
Respect.
We cannot do it without them, and we cannot have the world that we have right now without their like contributions to this world. So like, please say thank you to the people that you're talking to at the grocery store. Please, when you're going to the doctor, say thank you to your doctors. They come home at night and they are tired.
Agreed.
They are fucking tired. So say thank you to them.
Agreed.
Crimson, I'm so happy that I got to have you as a guest on our show. I am elated that we finally got a chance to sit down and chat. You are a sister, you are a true diva, you are a drag queen beyond drag queens, honey. You create looks, you are beautiful, you are stunning. Check out Crimson on all of her socials. We will post them on this video. This is my sister for life. She feels the same way I do about shit, and she can also cough and sleep, so nobody else can do that like she can. I want to thank you for being on our show tonight. This is Viva Aaliyah, and I'm about to do the outro. So, sis, I will see you in a second. Mwah. Everybody, thank you for being on our show tonight. We have a giveaway. If you want to email in, that is AaliyahMartinezQueen@gmail.com. Your picture of your drink of the week with you in the picture. That is your drink of the week with you in the picture. You could win this beauty by Cali Black Design. I want to thank my sis once again, Miss Crimson Kitty, for being on our show tonight. I am so happy to sit with you each and every week. We'll see you next Saturday with our very special guest, Mr. Continental. He is Mr. fucking Continental, Mr. Desi Andrews. Give it up for him, and we will see you on the next one. Viva Aaliyah. Mwah.